All right, so there was somebody posted this picture, and then reaction ensued. But let's start with the picture. It says, I guess this was like Reagan or somebody, and they were because I heard about this when I was in school when I was younger, but I don't remember it in detail. Maybe she explained it, and I just don't remember, but I don't remember in detail. And it's called the Second Bill of Rights. And he died. The president died before whatever he drew up went into into action or to be voted on or something like that. But I think this was that. I think and it says every American has a right to one, a job; two, an adequate wage and decent living; three, a decent home; four, medical care; five, economic protection during sickness, accident, old age, or unemployment; six, a good education. Now, what I like to use, you all know my tactic by now. For all of you people who believe in this, I shall add my to this. Why stop there? Why stop there? So let's add a number seven, right? Let's add number seven. A spouse. Huh? Huh? Why not? Right? But no, let's cut the fuckery out ahead of time. Somebody said this is a good idea. And we'll look at both comment sections before. But this guy quoted that and said, that's socialism. No, no one deserves a job. No one deserves a home. You earn it in the United States, the greatest country on earth. Now, look at the wording. He changed it to deserve. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. How do you deserve a job? Don't you have to earn it? Don't you have to be offered a job? You don't deserve the work that I have for someone to do. You don't. If I want my lawn mowed by somebody, not me, and I want to hire somebody, you don't have a right to perform that task for whatever amount of money. Which let's tie that right into number two, an adequate wage and decent living. So, what is an adequate wage to mow my lawn? I have to pay you whatever somebody else says the adequate wage is. It's a must. You don't have the right to tell me how to pay you. And you don't have the right to make me hire you. What the fuck? That's essentially what this would do. Everybody would be like, let's say the job to people ratio is like 0.93 to 1. How the fuck do you then enforce the right? How? Number three, a decent home. Um, how do you how do you earn a decent home? How do you earn it? Do you build it yourself? Do you go to work and pay somebody else to build it? How does that work as a right? Explain that. You don't have a right to a you don't have a right to a home. You buy a home, you purchase a home that you have a right to. But all this, no, you don't have a right to a home. Four, how do you have a right to medical care? You don't. You don't. People, this universal health care, fucking stop it, dude. You don't have a right to medical care. You don't. You don't. Medical a doctor, that's his job. A nurse, that's his or her job. These are jobs that people have to perform. You don't have a right to that. I'm sorry. I am so fucking sorry that you don't understand that you don't have a right to that. You fucking don't. If you fall and you break your leg, so so you have a right to somebody to repair that, regardless of how you broke it. What are the restrictions on your rights? What are they? Because we do take people's rights away when they commit when they do dumb shit, don't they? Don't we? So what's the cutoff and restrictions point for healthcare in this form? What's the cutoff point? And back to this decent home. If you decide to have kids, do you deserve a better home than I do? Because I decided not to. That would be a piece of shit. That would be fucked up. That you get to just knock somebody up and you deserve a better home than I do. Economic protection during sickness, accident, old age, or unemployment. Why do you have a right to that? You know what a savings is? Oh, but like wages and like I mean, and but do you know what savings is? I do. A few people have those, and I don't even make a lot of fucking money, but I take care of savings. I try to put myself in like the best situations. Like it's I don't understand this idea of savings are just not a good concept. I don't get it. A good education. No, no. Whatever your parents or your what is that? Your village around you, your community, whatever they can provide you education wise, that's your right. You're not entitled to private unless and this is another thing. Having this, y'all are getting really. I don't think y'all understand the problem with having the government facilitate every need you have. I don't think y'all understand the problem with that. You really think that you can depend on them to give you shit and never take it away? I made the video about the school, the education is doing it at home. You don't think at any point the government can say, no, fuck this. We aren't doing the whole public school thing anymore. It's done. Do you realize that you know how many people be asked out and not have a fucking clue how to teach their children? You don't get to control the correct all this shit people complain about that their kids are learning in schools, and it's like, well, why don't you just what why don't you just like do it yourself? No, the government has to do it. They have to, right? Go look at the stats about your great country and you'll see education numbers, prison numbers, obesity, public shootings, etc. Jim Jeffrey does the best skit about Americans being confident idiots. Number one in confident, last in education, the worst employee. Where were you going with that? I'm lost. Where were you going with that? America, where being born into health is deemed as earning it. Oh, you didn't earn it, your family earned it. But what do you want us to do? Take it away from your family and default it to the and split it up in the rest of society? What do you want us to do with that? That shit is going to happen. So how would you feel if whatever you earn, I shouldn't even ask that fucking question because it doesn't matter. Because I know damn well if my parents earn some shit, you wouldn't then come take it from me. And if I was able to build something and I decided to have kids, there's no way I want to allow anybody to take it from my kids upon me dying. So I don't understand what was the point of tweeting that. Unfortunately, people think handouts are the new hardworking in order to get what you want. Truth, and that's coming from a man who was born to a father who walked on crutches his entire life and never made more than 1,000K, 30K, raised 5 kids, taught us all, and the world owed us nothing but the right and freedom to make something of ourselves. This is why education is so important for athletes' children. They think they know what it takes, but like the saying always goes, born on a third and thought he hit a triple. There is nothing wrong with everyone getting a fair shot. Huh? I'm not used to that analogy, but apparently it is the same. So yeah, I'm lost with that one. And what is getting a fair shot? What is getting a fair shot? I need to understand what that is. What is getting a fair shot? At what? It it do you deserve a fair shot at? I guess becoming a CEO. What about the president? Fuck it. What about the president? You deserve a fair shot to become the president. At what point? Because you can't even be elected, I think, until what 40? What is it? 45. So somebody who's done the due diligence and went through everything they were supposed to, did they then? Do you deserve a good a shot as they do, even though they did more work? Like this idea that you'll have it should just be equal. It should just be equal. No, stop it, dude. Fucking stop. Right. Here in America, we get the privilege of having famous fathers and such to afford us sexual luxuries in life. What do y'all want him to do? What do y'all want him to do about that? I don't get it. True, which is why we're not the richest country. We're just a country with the richest people. I guess that means that our system is fucked up and it allows the wealth to go to the top people. Yeah, it gets unbalanced, no doubt. It gets unbalanced, but I'd rather have it that way than have it the way where y'all want everybody to literally just have everything somehow. Everyone should have to work for their accomplishments, and the truth is, most people will. The real question is, do we really want a system purely influenced by money, and do we really want to have crumbling infrastructure, high poverty, high homelessness in the greatest country? Well, no, we don't want that, but again, in exchange, I'd rather have this than I have to have this, and then that person is also entitled to that despite what they've done. I'd rather have the homeless rate, honestly. I'd rather have that. You can indeed justify the idea of American being the greatest market, but if it's a system in which money dominates, regulations hardly exist, and is open to everyone who just wants to work hard, that's not a country, it's a marketplace. Yes, it has a marketplace. What the fuck was that supposed to mean? What was that supposed to mean? Yes, we have a marketplace, so we have the free market. Yes. What the fuck? That was stupid. Let's go to that oh damn, oh here it is. Let's go to this one. See what this one says. This is basically the only set of ideas because otherwise, what's the fucking point? Um, you go get it. You go get your education. You go get your house. Okay. He replies, "How do we not have these things today? What is preventing anyone from obtaining these things?" I'm not sure what side he's on with that statement. I'm not. Is he saying that we actually have this in place today? That's the only thing I can say with this, and I would have to agree with that. You can go and get all those things: home, education, job. You can go get all those things with work. Yes, definitely. It's too bad Liz Warren. Okay. This died the moment Roosevelt was forced to drop Henry A. Wallace from the ticket in 1944, which led to the Cold War, Korea, and thus the development of military-industrial complex. Oh, alrighty. I should have probably paid attention in social studies. You can't have a right to something that belongs to someone else. Otherwise, right to get laid. Here we go. Right to get laid should be on the list too. Can't force someone else to teach you for free or treat you for free. God damn it. My kind of guy. There we go. You can't have everything on the list but pussy. You got to put pussy on the list too. You have to. Food, healthcare, homes. You got to put pussy on the list too. You must do it. You got to. All right. Now that that's out the way. Declare a right to my wallet already while you are at it. Be warned, people. Don't disagree or give even a varying opinion on this unless you want to get beat up or... Oh my God, get away. This remains yet study promise made by Democrat, which has unfortunately gone unfulfilled. But I hear Nancy wants to repeal the SALT tax on her co-patriot overly wealthy people. That's a start, right? Right. I'm not sure exactly what they meant, but I'm going to go with the unfulfilled promise. And I gotta say, you people have to stop. You people who believe in this, you have to stop. You have to stop waiting on or depending on, they're going to give it to. Stop. Go get it yourself. That's literally the only way you can really, feel, I don't know, I guess the best safe. This was never a good idea. It only sounds good if you don't think it through. Because of course, how can you deny someone a living wage, medical care, a place to live? How cruel and inhumane can you be? Except that it's immoral to enslave one person is another. The only way to give one person the right to minimum subsistence without regard to effort is to deny the right of another person to the fruit of their labor. To enslave them to some degree. This is besides. Exactly. You all need to understand that. You cannot regulate hundreds of millions of people to the point where you can make sure they all do the same amount of work and reap the same amount of benefits. That's the only way nobody would be enslaved. And even then, you're almost enslaved because it's like, well, I want to have my freedom to do. No, you don't have your freedom to go and earn anything more. You only earn what we allow you to earn. That would be slavery. Now, if we're saying we don't need that system, but yet we still need to just give people stuff who are less fortunate, again, you are taking from one people, giving to another. That shouldn't be okay. That should not be fine. That should not be okay. It just shouldn't. Again, for you people who want to do that, fine, go and do it yourself. I don't know why y'all want everyone else on your boat, in your party. No, you want to do it, you fucking do it. Yourself. Not completely a crazy idea when the worker understands responsibilities come with being a valued employee and is more than wanting for a smoke break or paycheck. Serious question. Why the job? Does a job have value in and of itself besides being a means to 2 to 5? Or if you disconnect 2 to 5 from labor, is a labor a necessary thing? Let's go look at that. Let's go look at that. A job, I think he was saying, is a job gets you everything else. Like it gets you everything else. Except maybe 6. Maybe 6 should be number 1, and then they fall in line after that. But yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there. Imagine the farmer saw this list first and like, nah, we're going to need guns and quarter soldiers that'll last us over time. And that's another thing. If this was the Bill of Rights, how could you disperse guns and ammunition? How could you give anybody any weapons? Are you saying that everybody has the right to like one handgun per household? What if somebody steals somebody's handgun? Then what? I, you literally run the risk where everybody would be able to, just you wouldn't eliminate people, the top 1%. You wouldn't. I know that's the idea. You wouldn't. People would just find other ways to get it. Well, be right. I'm out of this. Be right, not positive. I'm out.